Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Donnelly.
It's great to be here. I don't even look like I'm here to do I look like I'm here to fix this microphone and then leave. I look like I'm here to give you a TED talk about bait and tackle and get the fuck out of here. It's I'm getting old. I just turned 45, you guys. 45 years old, yeah. I look 63 fucking years old, you guys. It sucks. It sucks. I don't know why I look like this. I'm getting used to being in my... I'm starting to do like 40-year-old shit. Like I started doing this. I started volunteering my medical info to people who didn't ask me. Like I had a buddy. He goes, "You want to get some wings?" I'm like, "Can't. Acid reflux. I can't do it." That's what you do when you get older. You start pointing to whatever hurts. They go, "You want to go for a hike?" I go, "I can't. This one hurts more than this one. There's a clicking sound when I go like this. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?" I found out about ear hair, you guys. I don't know if you know about that. Nobody told me I'd become a monster at 45 years old. The only cool thing about ear hair is that if you're alone and you're bored and you start to play with it, it sounds like you have a tiny DJ inside your head. So if you're alone, you're like, "Wait, where? What? What? You're old. What? The what? 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 You don't have a 401k. What? Your prostate's broken." I don't know, I'm trying my best. I can't relate anymore, man. I'm getting too fucking old. Everybody always thinks I'm Gen X. I'm actually not. I'm part of a micro generation. It's called Zennial. It's a mix between Gen X and Millennial. And what that means is I can have a TikTok account, but I also have to get a colonoscopy. So it's one very gross thing and one very fun thing. And the gross thing is TikTok. You're absolutely right. It's 100% gross. I was married for a while. Now I'm divorced. Hence this outfit. Thank you very much. Yeah, it sucks being divorced. Your friends, they try to give you advice, like right when you get divorced. Like right when I got separated, I had a buddy, he goes, "Get a lawyer now, dude. Protect your stuff." And I was like, "What stuff? What are you talking about? I'm gonna give her the Netflix password? What's gonna happen there? I don't have any assets." I will say this, I don't wanna brag. The only asset we had was a lease on a Toyota Corolla. I don't wanna get into it, but the weird part about the marriage is the lease for the Corolla ended at the same time as the marriage. So it was almost like we're like, "Hey, the car's almost done. You want to just call this quits?" Hey, speaking of things that ran out of gas. All right, that did way better than I thought it would. I figured out I didn't mind being married, but one thing I realized about being divorced is I think, I'm not an adult. I had to learn how to be an adult after I got divorced. We have to tell women, we're not, like, you're an adult. I'm not an adult. He looks like an adult. He's not an adult. I had to do this. I did this. I went to a Bed Bath & Beyond for the first time. I don't know how hard I found out what the Beyond part is. Nobody works there. Have you ever gone to a Bed Bath & Beyond? You just walk in, you take what you want, you walk out. I went there to buy a blanket, a regular blanket, and I fucked that up. I bought a throw blanket by accident. And if you don't know what a throw blanket is, it's basically the tube tops of blankets. It doesn't cover your whole body. And I didn't know that. So I got it home. I'm like, my head is cold. My feet are cold. My head is cold. My feet are cold. My head is cold. My feet are cold. I think the older you get, the less friends you have, man. Like when you're in your 20s and you go to a party and you go home, they go, "How was the party?" Right? You go, "It sucked. There was nobody there." And you're 40, same question. You go, "It was amazing. There was nobody there." I control the music. I had my own bag of chips. It was fucking nuts. I only have one friend left, my friend Dan, and he called me up the other day. He goes, "Hey, Sean, you want to go halvesies on a gun?" That's what he said. I said, no, it's a gun. It's not a plate of fries. I don't want to go halvesies on a gun with you. And then I wake up one night, I'm getting robbed. And I'm like, oh shit, it's not my week for the gun. Maybe a guy who can't afford a whole gun shouldn't be buying a gun. I live in New York City. I live in Queens, New York. That's where I live. Queens, New York, yeah. I used to live in Brooklyn, but then I turned 40 and they kick you out of Brooklyn when you turn 40. Time Out New York Magazine, they come to your house and they kick you out. It's actually just a hipster with a giant scarf on a scooter just scoots to your house. And he just rings the bell and goes, you gotta go! Yeah, you gotta go. Because I swear to God, I still do shows in Brooklyn, but I can't relate. And I did a show in Brooklyn recently, and I was walking out of the venue, and I saw one of the most Brooklyn hipstery things I've ever seen in my life. I saw some girl FaceTiming her friend's cat for the first time. And the worst part about it was, the girl's boyfriend was on the other side of the FaceTime narrating what the cat would say during the FaceTime. So the girl was like, hello, Mr. Scruggins. It's nice to meet you. And the boyfriend's behind the phone like, I like snacks. And my first thought was, I'm a Republican. I'm a Republican. And make America great again by murdering these two fucking morons that are FaceTiming a feline on Flatbush Avenue. And not just regular murder. Like Denzel Washington and Man on Fire style murder. Like creative murder. End the cat. Fuck the cat. Murder the cat. Fuck that cat. Try my best. It sucks. Marriage is tough. Some of you are married. Marriage is tough, man. I tried my best with marriage. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to do normal life. I don't have any kids. But here's the thing. I'm over 40. So if you're over 40 and you don't have kids, you just become the weird guy around kids. Like if I met your kids, I'd be like, hello. I'd be like, how are you? Like, not in a fucked up way. I just like kids. And the other day, I walked out of a store, and I see these parents with their toddler, and the toddler is, like, screaming his head off, crying, right? So I think I'm going to help, and I go, what's the matter? Like that. Like thinking he'll turn around and go, I'm a toddler, I'm tired, don't worry about it. But he doesn't. He turns around, and he goes like this, like a pick-me-up kind of thing. So now I'm like, do I pick up this strange baby in the middle of New York City? And I look at the dad for like permission to hug the baby. I go, can I hug your baby? He's like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Which is such a dad response. If it was a mom, she'd be like, I need 3 forms of ID and a phone bill before you look at my kid. A dad is like, I don't even know if it's my kid. This is totally true. So I did. I picked up the baby. And I ran as fast as I could. I ran, and now I'm raising a baby. That's actually not true. The real ending of that story is I picked up the baby, and we both looked at each other like we shouldn't be doing this. And I had COVID, so I gave that baby COVID. And that is the M. Night Shyamalan twist ending of that story. That baby was a ghost the entire time. It actually wasn't even a baby. It was a tiny Bruce Willis. Well, let's be honest. He kind of looks like a baby. You know what it is? I've been doing comedy a long time, and I realized I can't not talk to the audience. I can't not do it. And you know what it is? It's because I'm ADD. But I'm not like your generation. I'm not like newfangled ADD. Like, I'm not like this. I'm not like, I'm so ADD. I forgot my keys this morning. I'm so ADD. I'm like OG ADD. Like when they called it stupid. Like that kind of ADD. I'm like snort Ritalin, chase a squirrel around a tree kind of ADD. And I was in Indianapolis recently, and I asked the guy in the front row, I go, what do you do? And he said, I work at a candy factory. And I said, that's amazing. And he said, not really. And I said, what cannot be amazing about working in a candy factory? And he said, the politics. And I was like, what are the politics at a candy factory? Is that Mike versus Ike? I don't know what that is. Is that Left Twix versus Right Twix? Are the Oompa Loompas trying to unionize? What's happening? I had a lot of milestones this year. I lost 60 pounds, everybody. I did do that, yeah. Some of you were clapping. Some of you were like, no, you didn't, and that's fucked up. I did it with intermittent fasting, which I like to call a socially acceptable eating disorder, which is pretty fun. Because you know what it was? I thought I had diabetes, and I went to my doctor, and I go, I think I have diabetes. And he freaks out and takes a blood test right there in his office. And then he calls me up 2 days later, and he goes, I don't know how this is possible, but you're fine. Aren't you not allowed to say that as a... Isn't there like a hippopotamus oath you take as a doctor? Because I was trying. I even went to a trainer at the gym, and after one of the workouts, I go, that was a really hard workout. And he goes, that was the stretching. I had to break it to you. And you're in a Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to tell you that one. And I was like, yeah, but I used your stair machine. He's like, that's an escalator. Do you know that? That's crazy. You probably know that. Okay, that one's just okay. You're right. That deserved exactly what you gave it, miss. Next time, come with your laughter and your voice. I can't tell if you're enjoying yourself or you were kidnapped and brought here. What is your name?
Nicole.
Nicole, you seem very nice. I'm sorry, Nicole.
Go for it. You're allowed.
Oh.
I know, Nicole. You know what? Go fuck yourself, Nicole. I've been doing this a long time. I'm dead inside. I'm in complete control. I'm a 45-year-old man. My prostate's fucked up. Yeah, I'm not trying to fuck you, Nicole. Relax. You're good. Go for it, you fat Irish asshole. I'm so sorry. Do you work in fashion or PR, Nicole? What are you working?
Comedy.
Comedy? Oh, fuck. How long have you been doing comedy?
4 years.
What, do you have a day job?
Yeah.
That's the job you should have told me about 30 seconds ago. What's your day job, Nicole?
I do game development.
Game development? So am I. This is a game right now. I'm developing it. What are you really? That's a cooler job than comedy. What are you talking about? Do you enjoy that? You enjoy it?
Yeah, with the politics of video game studios.
Are you calling back to my joke? I'm okay at this job. I sucked at the job that I've had. I was a doorman for a long time in New York. I got fired from being a doorman, which is a really hard thing to do. This is true. I got fired for leaving the door open. That's absolutely true. That's half the job right there. The other half is just closing the door. I also worked at a Blockbuster for a long time, which is pretty much like saying you were a blacksmith at this point. When you tell people you worked at a Blockbuster, you might as well have said butter churner or something like that. Like, I kind of wish I had a more badass job, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I look tougher than I actually am. And I met this guy the other day. He must have been like 75 years old, right? And he walks up to me. This is how he introduced himself. He walks up, he goes, Bill Thompson, construction. 35 years. That's how he introduced himself to me. You can only do that if you have a badass job and you've been there for a long time. Like, I can't walk up to you and go, Sean Donnelly, Sunglass Hut, 9 weeks. Well, not the actual hut, the kiosk. But I'll work my way up to that one day. Thanks for being a good sport. I know that I drink too much. Are you drinking? You drink while you're sober? I'm sober. I never understand the 24-year-old sober people. So I'm like, how much shit did you do at 18? That's a hardcore life. That's a hard... from drinking, you don't drink?
No, just last night was too much.
So you're sober for the day? Oh my God, thank God you sat there. Are you really? The entitlement to call yourself sober. I'm sober for like at least 18 hours. I can't even do this. That's such a 20-year-old thing to say. I can't even. You just have a hangover. You know that's what it's called. This is my favorite interaction I've ever had in my life. You realize how funny this is? Amazing. I'll give you half the profits for my Netflix special that I don't get. That's so fucking funny you said that. For right now, I'm sober right now. I haven't had a beer in 3 minutes. Did you really mean that? Do you drink normally?
Yeah, I just meant not right now.
Not right now, you mean like like right now?
Drink today.
You haven't had a drink today? The definition of sober is not that. You meant like... That's the immediate definition of sober. I think you might have a problem, Nicole. She's like, I'm sober for like an episode of Friends, and then I went back out. You know what it is? I drink way too much. But you know what it is? I'm not an alcoholic, but if alcoholism was autism, I'd be on the spectrum. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you give me enough whiskey, I don't make eye contact either. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop bragging, autistic kids. I like counting shit in casinos as well. I know you're right on my wavelength. I love you so much. You ever do this? You ever get so drunk you hold the door for nobody? You ever get so drunk you're just like, there you go. There it is. There you go. Nobody shows up, you're like, fucking asshole. I went on 2 Zoom dates during the pandemic. It didn't work out. There was a bad connection. Thank you so much. That is a dad joke, but I look like a dad, so fuck you. I went on a date with a girl from Bumble, and after the date, I knew we wouldn't meet up again, but I wanted to be nice about it. So I wrote her a message. I said, hey, thanks so much for meeting up. Have a good one. And she wrote back, yes, very enjoyable meeting you as well. Good luck on all your future endeavors. And I was like, did I just get fired from a date? I'm like, does Bumble have an HR department that I can talk to? Okay, I probably should have done. I feel like I blew your guys' wad with my interaction with Nicole. I'll tell you, I'm dating somebody now. I met somebody, Nicole. We're in love, everybody. We're in love. Yes. But it's kind of a new experience for me because she has a 6-year-old son, and I never thought I'd be in a relationship with somebody where I'd text them the words, did he poop? I never thought that would be in my life. And it's kind of new for me because here's the thing, like they live in the Lower East Side in New York City, and he goes to a gifted program. He's 6 years old, and he goes to a gifted program at a school in Chinatown, and I pick him up from school all the time. So I always have this weird fear that, like, when I wait for him outside, you have to wait for them outside the school. It's just me looking like this and a bunch of Chinese people. So I always think they're going to come out and look at me and go, I'm sorry, do you have a child who goes to this school? And I'll have to be like, not technically, no, I don't. It's a friend of mine, my friend Owen, that I know all the names of his stuffed animals. It's fucked up. One of the things I realized about dating a single mom is that anytime I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, her son is in the background trying to get her attention at the same time. So I'm in competition with this fucking kid on like a daily basis. And the other day, I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, and out of nowhere, I hear him in the background. He goes, "Mommy, I just built this racetrack all by myself." And right away, I go, "I did all my laundry today, all my laundry." And I can drive. What do you think, you little shit? You got a racetrack, a real fucking car. What do you think about that? He's a really good kid. You gay guy or a straight guy? What are you, kid?
Straight.
Straight. You said that very succinctly. Straight, right away. Straight. Wait, straight or gay? What are you?
Straight.
You took a couple seconds. That was crazy.
I like to think about my
But you both, I'm in Raleigh, you both very liberal. You didn't get mad at me. I asked the guy once to go straight or gay. He goes, straight, straight. It's like, I didn't ask if you were a Nazi. I asked if you were straight. That never happens the opposite. I never ask gay guys straight or gay. They never go gay, totally gay. Definitely gay. They never pull out a glow stick like gay, gay, gay. Like gay, 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 gay. I kind of wish I was gay, I'll tell you why. Because guys who look like me that are gay, they're called bears. That's badass. That's like 9-year-old me's dream come true. When I was a kid, if you would have told me I was going to be a bear one day, I would have been like, yes! And you would have been like, wait, there's a couple more things I have to tell you. I was like, I get to hang out with Goldilocks? You're like, no. No Goldilocks. You get to hang out with a bearded guy named Goldie Cox. Gay guys are awesome, and I'll tell you why. Because they're so much more accepting of body types than straight people are. They have a name for every different type of body type. They have bears, they have cubs, they have otters, they have twinks, they have chipmunks. It's like a gay magical forest. It's amazing. Every day, my ex-wife would be like, I want you to lose weight. I'm like, oh yeah? Well, my friend Ronaldo thinks I'm a bear. How about that? And then she's like, all right, then go fuck Ronaldo. And then I go to Ronaldo, I go, finally we can be together. And he's like, no, you need to lose weight. This is going so much better than I thought it would. You're so polite, these people. You're assholes. You had a thing in your asshole. I totally get it. Irish people, we're not sexy people. Irish people, we don't even look done yet. You know what I mean? Like, we look like God had us in a microwave and halfway through, he's like, just take them out, just grab them. It's not even a thing. Irish people, we don't age properly at all. We just shrink into turtles and walk into the sea. Like, nobody has a favorite Irish porno star. That's not a thing. Nobody's like, who's your favorite porno star? You're like, Seamus O'Toole. That's my favorite. Shut up. I'm going to do that 4 more times during this set. This has been so much fun. You guys are cool. I owe you all $4,000. We learned a lot. We learned a lot during the pandemic. You learn anything during the pandemic?
No.
Not really, right? Where were you staying during the pandemic?
At my house in Raleigh.
At your house in Raleigh. I like how you pointed towards the direction of your house.
It's actually a good...
It's over there. If you'd like to see it, it's very nice. Nothing happened? Nothing weird happened to you?
I had a baby. I got pregnant.
You got pregnant? Okay, so remember a second ago when I said, did anything happen to you during pandemic? What you might have want to said is, the biggest thing of my fucking life, the biggest thing that could have happened to me in my life. I can't think of a thing. It's not like there was a human born in my house. Like it's fucking The Quiet Place. Are you out of your fucking head? Is that just a fucking Tuesday for you? How many kids do you have? You just one. There you go. That's the biggest thing ever to have, you maniac. I can't wait. Did anything happen during the pandemic? I can't think of it. I might be that thing that I have to feed and clothe for 18 years. You're out of your head. What's the kid's name?
Mia.
Oh, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Mia, that's a very nice name. What's the last name?
Jones.
What's the social security number? That's an easy one to do. I tell you, man, I was divorced. I told you about that. I'm dating somebody now. We are in love, but I will say this. I'm getting older. I do want to think of myself as a progressive. I want to be the most liberal I can be. I do. But let me ask you guys something. Just here's the thing. Women, when you're watching a movie with us, I'm throwing this out there. I just want to understand what's going on. Can you shut the fuck up? Can you shut the fuck? I've never had. You know we're both watching the movie for the first time, right? Can you shut the fuck? I was married. I'm divorced. I'm dating this girl now. Do you not get what's going on? We're both experiencing the film at the same time. My girlfriend, we'll watch movies together. She'll ask me questions. Only the director could know the answers to the questions. It's batshit crazy. We were watching a movie, and she goes, "What was he thinking?" I go, "I'm not Scorsese. I'm your boyfriend. I never saw this movie." She goes, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen?" I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't have anything to. I know I'm just yelling, but I swear to God, it's a legitimate beef. Can you be quiet? And you know what? I don't think it's all women. Not all women. That's what I. Not all women, but for movies. You should have a movie thing where you tell guys would react if you're more like, I don't talk during movies. I'll marry you if you shut the fuck up during a movie. And I've said, I'm only just yelling, and the fact that there's laughs, I know it's an epidemic going across the country. I think I'm going through a midlife crisis. I'm getting too old. It sucks. I think we learned a lot in the past few years, right? I know you had a lot of problems, and you had a baby that you don't know the baby exists. But we did, right before pandemic, we did learn this, everybody. UFOs are real, everybody. Yeah. UFOs are real. I don't know if you know that. We found out 2017. The New York Times had an article where they described a group within the Department of Defense called ATIP. And what they were tasked with was studying these objects that Navy pilots could not identify, right? And this leads to an anecdote about a pilot named David Fravor, and he was the captain on the USS Nimitz in charge of like 300 pilots, right? One day, Fravor is out for exercise with a second plane behind him, right? And they get a call from the Nimitz. They go, "Guess what? We're seeing these objects on radar. We need you to show to this location and tell us what you see." Fravor shows up to the location with the second plane. At first, he looks around. He goes, "We don't see shit." Then he looks down. He sees 100-foot area of frothing water, like bubbling water. Above it, he sees a 40-foot tic-tac-shaped object bouncing around like a ping pong ball, defying all the physics we know, right? Fravor tries to engage the object, tries to chase it down, right? This thing's gone, 15 G's, like a bullet. He calls back to the Nimitz. He goes, "Guess what? We saw this thing, but it's gone." They go, "Guess what? It's back here above the Nimitz. It read the instruments of your plane and came back here to your top secret location, your cap point where you started from." This leads Congress to have a special session of Congress where they decide that UFOs are real. And what I'm trying to say is, divorce is really hard. I'm trying to say stressed out enough. You gotta get a hobby or you shoot yourself in the head. Thanks so much for coming out. I'll see you later. Thanks. If I could get you all a Jameson, I would. Thank you, everybody.